Welcome back. Trevor, we've talked about personal taxes, corporate taxes. I want to get your thoughts on investment taxes. Do you like the way investments are taxed? Because you got, interest income, which is fully taxed. You got a dividend tax credit. Capital gains get preferential tax treatment. How do you feel about them?
And there's always rumors in advance of any budget that capital gains taxes are going to go up. That would have rather profound effects on what I do, which is tax planning for entrepreneurs for the most part. We can still navigate around it. We try to stay one step ahead of the government.
Do you think it's going to come?
I don't think it'll be in the next budget. I think the next budget, I think we have an election coming, and I think that they won't do anything as controversial as that. I think it'll be more throw money at people. The problem, I think, with investment taxation is it's philosophical. Particularly with regards to capital gains. Once you've made money, you've taken risk, deployed capital, and made that money, yes, it should be taxed at a preferential rate, if at all. There are advocates in the United States primarily who say there should be no capital gains tax. I'm not going to go that far. But capital gains tax in Ontario is about 26.7%. I find that high. Dividends used to be much lower. And what it does is it causes, so the concept of income and dividends goes to this idea of integration, that you should be no better off based on how you pay yourself, whether taking salary or taking dividend. What happens is it causes, when they muck around with things, and they have, both this government and previous governments, they force reaction. And it's not always positive planning that's done. People will go all dividends and not be able to use their RSP. I'm a big proponent of the RSP. I think it should be expanded or doubled. I also think RSP.
I agree with you on that one.
I would like to see RSP credits to be saleable too, because listen, if you're in the top or the bottom two tax brackets, from a tax perspective, there's no reason to have an RSP. You're not getting any meaningful tax relief. You should be able to sell it. TFSAs are a better structure there.
I was going to say.
But if if you would take the RSP limit up to $250,000 of income, the government is getting their money. They're waiting for it. And they don't like to wait, but it's all coming out as income. You don't get to get capital gains treatment on your income or your investments in an RSP. So in that regard, it's playing to both sides. It's providing tax relief for people who need it, hopefully promoting retirement and savings, but it's also creating a future stream of revenue that the government needs.
Do you think that there is an appetite for leaders to change this? I know you don't think the Liberal government will do it, but let's suppose that Pierre Poilievre does become our next PM. Do you think he will change?
I fundamentally do. Yeah.
You do?
I think that that this Conservative leader understands there is a profound groundswell of support for change in this country on many levels. If you ask the simple question that Ronald Reagan asked Jimmy Carter in 1980, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? 85% of Canadians are going to say no way, unless they're receiving a check and that's their aspiration. They're not going to like what's going on in this country. And I think talking to people who know Pierre and to people in the tax community, I think there is a substantial formative change coming in how we tax. We need to go back to not necessarily a royal commission, but a broad body of tax experts. And we can certainly have folks from the left as well. Their points are valid on many issues. And start fashioning something that will carry Canada forward and unleash the potential this country has. We have to get aspirational, not punitive. That's what has to underpin it.
We only have 40 seconds till the end of the show, Trevor. So final thoughts, if you had to wave your magic wand, 2 things that you would do?
Eliminate the top tax bracket or increase it up to $500,000 and cut income tax by half. And then, of course, you have to generate revenue. I'd probably take the combined HST up to about 18%.
You would? Yeah. You don't think that would kill
consumption? You'd have exemptions. And then the big one for me is patent box. I know that's more than 2 things, but I think if we look at how that works, if you came in and said, and it's a radical idea, Canadians would have to understand, if you're going to develop this patent and it's going to generate, change the industry, and we don't have to target specific industries. Yeah. It can be across the board. And we're going to generate 100 jobs, and they're going to pay no tax. I think most Canadians are going to say, let's do it.
Okay. Trevor, thanks for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
Well, we've come to the end of this show. How do you feel about our tax structure? Send us an email. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay well, stay wise, and stay wealthy.